Ba-da, ba-da, ba-da. Dun, dun. It's a raccoon with a talk show slinging culture facts you might not know. From the biggest flops to the greatest hits, this is Trash Can Tidbits.
Hi guys, it's your favorite furry fact-loving raccoon friend Beaton here, and ready to present 10 more cool stuff for you this week. I really hope you like what I got for you this time, as I certainly do, and I'm ready to dish it out. Let's get right into it with fact number 1. Did you know that even though the video game version of the James Bond movie From Russia with Love pulled out all the stops of bringing the 60s back, even getting Sean Connery to play Bond one more time, the evil organization is not named Spectre in the game as it is in the movie. This is due to a long-time lawsuit that came between the Bond producers and the estate of Kevin McClory, a writer who came up with the idea for Spectre for Ian Fleming's novel Thunderball, and subsequently produced the movie of Thunderball and the rival 1983 Bond film Never Say Never Again, also starring Connery. As such, the Bond movies could not make any mention or reference to Spectre in any project without McClory's approval. The evil organization in the From Russia with Love video game is instead called Octopus, and the Spectre name wouldn't be regained by the producers until the early 2010s, and subsequently served as the title of the 2015 Bond film. Fact 2. Did you know that the actress who played the warrior Dulcea in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie was very nearly played by Detective Olivia Benson? During filming, the original actress, Gabrielle Fitzpatrick, had an ovarian cyst that needed immediate removal, and she was replaced by none other than Mariska Hargitay. After several weeks of filming in Australia, Hargitay wasn't being used as much for filming of a few scenes, and she ended up being fired without her knowledge. And the part ended up going back to Fitzpatrick, who recovered fairly quickly from her aforementioned cyst removal. It wasn't all bad though, as Hargitay would later go on to create her generation's defining role as Detective Olivia Benson on Law & Order Special Victims Unit. Fact 3. Did you know that the character of James Bond's CIA friend and counterpart Felix Leiter only appeared once in the entirety of the Roger Moore era? He was shown in a major supporting role in Moore's first Bond film, Live and Let Die, where he was played by David Hedison, known to horror movie buffs for originating the role of The Fly. Hedison ended up reprising the role almost 2 decades later in Timothy Dalton's second Bond film, License to Kill, despite reports that he was too old to do so. He was also the first actor to reprise the role of Bond's best friend in a later film, until Jeffrey Wright was cast as Leiter for the Daniel Craig era. Hedison, to this day, remains the only actor to appear in 2 different Bond movies with 2 different Bond actors as the same character, excluding any other characters like M, Q, or Moneypenny. Fact 4. Did you know that even though child actress Davy Chase was the primary voice of Lilo from Disney's Lilo and Stitch throughout the franchise, she actually did not play the character in only one of the sequels? Chase was too busy with playing Lilo in Lilo and Stitch the Animated Series, for the direct-to-video sequel Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch Has a Glitch, she asked her best friend Dakota Fanning to fill in for the role instead. Interestingly enough, both actresses have also done English dubs for Hayao Miyazaki movies. Davey played Chihiro in Spirited Away, and Dakota played Satsuki in My Neighbor Totoro. Fact 5. Did you know that even though Tobey Maguire was able to reprise his role as Peter Parker / Spider-Man in the Spider-Man movie tie-in video game, another actor was originally hired and actually finished all his lines? Voice acting veteran Josh Keaton was the first choice to play Spider-Man in the game, but once it became clear that Willem Dafoe would be hired to reprise his role as the Green Goblin in the game, the producers were able to get Maguire after all. Keaton still does play Harry Osborn in the game, although he has only one line, and he also recorded all the dialogue for Spider-Man, which would instead be used for the game's unlockable New Game Plus mode where you play as Harry's incarnation of the Green Goblin. Keaton would also end up playing Spider-Man for real in the much-loved animated series, The Spectacular Spider-Man. Fact 6. Did you know that Mary Poppins' famous flying entrance was actually not done by Julie Andrews? According to Andrews herself in the DVD commentary, the entrance was done by a lookalike stand-in and former Goldwyn Girl movie dancer named Larri Thomas, who also makes a cameo appearance during the song Chim Chim Cheree as the woman to whom Bert blows a kiss to. Thomas, who famously appeared as one of the Hotbox girls in the movie Guys and Dolls, once again served as a stand-in for Andrews in The Sound of Music, and would go on to originate the role of Henrietta Hippo on the 70s children's variety show New Zoo Review. Fact 7. Did you know that TV actress Grace Park has notably played 2 characters on show remakes that were originated by men? She played Boomer on Battlestar Galactica, which was originated in the original show by Herbert Jefferson Jr., and later played Kono Kalakaua on Hawaii Five-O, which was originally played by a male actor known as Zulu. Coincidentally, Park has another unintentional tie to Five-O. In 1997, years before she starred in this TV remake, Russell Wong, her co-star in the Jet Li action film Romeo Must Die, starred in a failed TV movie pilot for a sequel series to Hawaii Five-O, which starred the original cast, like Cam Fong and James MacArthur. Fact 8. Did you know that 2 co-stars from the movie version of S.E. Hinton's novel The Outsiders ended up starring in separate remakes of the same project? The movie The Outsiders notably starred C. Thomas Howell in the lead role of Ponyboy Curtis, and Tom Cruise in a supporting role as fellow greaser Steve Randall. The movie is known for launching the careers of those 2 actors, as well as those of Patrick Swayze, Rob Lowe, and the Karate Kid himself, Ralph Macchio. In 2005, Tom Cruise starred in a big-budget remake of War of the Worlds, and Howell also starred in another version of the same novel, which was a TV movie released the same year. In 2008, Howell even starred in and directed a sequel to his War of the Worlds movie, but seriously, don't watch that. It's terrible. Fact 9. Did you know that Hollywood stuntman and martial artist Ray Park was mostly dubbed over in his movie roles or didn't speak at all, but did notably star in one major movie in which he did speak in his own voice? Among Park's notable movie roles, he has appeared as Darth Maul in Star Wars Episode I The Phantom Menace, the Headless Horseman in Sleepy Hollow, Snake Eyes in the G.I. Joe movies, and Toad in the first X-Men movie. It was for the latter movie where he not only does his own stunts, as he always does for the parts he plays, but also spoke for the first time on camera in his own voice. Fact 10. Did you know that the late great Amy Winehouse was the original choice to sing the theme song to the James Bond movie Quantum of Solace? She had allegedly got as far as recording a demo for the song, but unfortunately she was rejected for the gig due to her addiction problems at the time, which would ultimately kill her a few years later. I've not heard Winehouse's demo for the original song, but I think it's still out there somewhere. Alicia Keys and Jack White were hired instead and sang the finished song, Another Way to Die. Now, say what you want about that song, but it is a first for the Bond franchise. It is the first duet in Bond history. And there we go. Boy, I sure did have a lot of Bond-related facts here, didn't I? Maybe I just gave myself an idea for a future episode, but we'll see how it goes. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and please comment below for what you think I should do for more fun topics. As always, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and click that little notification bell to be notified for future videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.